Breaking news, breaking news. DSS now have officially moved the case of Nnamdi Kanu to DSS headquarters now, after witnesses came to court yesterday and told the court that Nnamdi Kanu, Benjamin something like that, told the court that Nnamdi Kanu instructed him to kill over whether 300 people. He was able to slaughter 30 people. But the answer is that where is the evidence? Where is the thing that to make sure that Nnamdi Kanu instructed you? It's not just to come to court and after you have collected money and come and talk trash in the court. No, proof evidence. These are the same people who came out and said, oh, Nnamdi Kanu instructed them to go and burn vehicles during the SARS, to burn police station. They were asked questions, where is the plate number of motor that were burned? Because they asked you to burn motor, you should be able to provide evidence. Where is the evidence that he sent you people to go and burn police station? There was no evidence to do about it. I'm not surprised because Nnamdi Kanu and his legal team is ahead of them. Of course, you can see that this is the same battle. The senior advocate, Mike Ezekome, who was in charge of Nnamdi Kanu case, defeated the federal government, other Buhari government, that Bola Ahmed Tinubu came back and started afresh again. This is the same routine they are passing. And that's why I've said to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, whoever that want to hear, let him hear, that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is just wasting our resources. Today under the very watch now, we are going. You have borrowed more than what from Obasanjo to Jonathan, to Buhari. You have borrowed just in 2 years. That's why you have removed the subsidy. Nigeria are paying through their nose. You cannot be wasting our resources like this, in this manner. And tomorrow you say we should be patient and everything will be okay. Nigeria will be better. Is the best reason to remove subsidy. You remove for your own sake, not for Nigeria. Sharing the money for governors. What is the governor using the money for? If since you remove this subsidy now, right now, Nigeria can now enjoy free education. Nigeria now have access to medical health care. Nigeria now enjoy road infrastructure. We now have full life. We can say be patient, but enjoy what you are doing. So far, so good. What you have done now is to make few politicians who buy your idea, who buy whatever you want to do, even despite to destroy the democracy, turn it into dictatorship. These are the people you are spending the money for, not the masses out there. Let me remind you that there is hunger in Nigeria. People cannot send their children to school anymore. Let me remind you that people can no longer eat 2 square meals in a day in Nigeria, called Nigeria as a country. Let me remind you that a family now that have over 2 or 3 children now, 10,000 naira is not up to for them to survive in Nigeria. Let me remind you that not how much you meet dollar is now. You make dollar less than 500, maybe 400 or 3 something. Dollar is 1,600. You have spent 2 years now, plus now, the remaining 2 years, what do you have to tell Nigeria to deliver to Nigeria after the subsidy you remove? You claim that subsidy removal will be paying the debt that Buhari government put Nigeria into, but you are doing the worst. And that's why I'm telling you that I'm not surprised because Nnamdi Kanu will defeat them. At the end of it, I'll take my word to bank. Justice Omotosho, we still also have to wait to hear from Bola Ahmed Tinubu before you will deliver judgment. Because the case in which federal government and DSS are bringing out are not substantial enough for them to win the case. This is how the government want them. Buhari government. He advised the federal government, this route you are taking now, dialogue, let this thing be dialogue. But they look at the man don't know what he's doing. I've said the time without number, even Buhari government who took it upon himself to kidnap Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya. Nnamdi Kanu still defeat Buhari government. With his court, he's the owner of the court. He's the owner of everything under Buhari government. Nnamdi Kanu and his legal team, they defeated him. A court in Umai had delivered judgment. A court in Enugu delivered judgment in favor of Nnamdi Kanu under Buhari government. Not to talk of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which you are not even the one that initiated this problem. How do you think that you can overturn the case and win this case in favor of federal government? I've told you that what is happening in Nigeria today is Ibophobia. If Nnamdi Kanu were to be Hausa, do you think this issue will leg to this extent? If Nnamdi Kanu were to be Yoruba man, do you think Nnamdi Kanu will stay far like this? Omo that call for revolution is working freely in Nigeria. Do you know what is revolution? Revolution is to collect power. It's treason offense from Buhari government, or Tinubu government. A man who is coming for separatists say, let's conduct a referendum for my people. If my people say they want to stay in Nigeria, good, I will hands up. What is the offense of Nnamdi Kanu? Would you people ask Buhari who unleashed this anger? Where we know IPOP there under Jonathan, good of the Bele Jonathan. It was not Buhari government, IPOP people started. For crying out loud. They were going out with their flags, demonstrating, let my people go. we want a referendum. That is on a peaceful protest where they were protesting. Till Buhari came in and unleashed his anger against the Igbos. The anger in him of Biafra war was what Buhari came to revenge of. Unknown to him that he's going to advertise Biafra issue to the world without paying him 1 naira. Today, Buhari, out of his ignorance, have advertised IPOP, Biafran to the world. Many countries who have not heard about Africa today now have heard about Africa. Have you not heard that Benjamin Netanyahu is coming to Biafra land? To some of you who watch the video, how do you think Benjamin Netanyahu is lying? He did not call Biafra. He said he's coming to Africa. He's coming for his brother Jews. Who are the Jews in Africa? Igbos are the only Jews in Africa. Go and make research of it. Igbos are the Jews. You expect him to call Biafra? Of course, he won't dare it because he will go against the world regulation. Biafra have not been declared as a nation. He can't tell you he's coming to Biafra land. He spoke in parables, and those who understand the parable know what he's saying. What Benjamin Netanyahu is saying. Today now, in the case of this war against the Iran and Israel, have they not divided? Who is Biafra supporting? Who is the Fulani men who are they supporting now? So this is to tell you that, yes, to my own point of view, Nigeria governments are not ready to defeat the insecurity that has become a problem, a cancer to this country called Nigeria. I've said it severally that before the general elections, that even Peter Obi, this grab and run, Emilio now that is now the president of Nigeria, Waziri Atiku Abubakar, who have been running even since when I was still in my mother's womb, up to this very moment, he's still running. He wants to be a president. And one will keep asking yourself, when we were small, when we were in a primary school, even before primary school, we used to hear that, oh, we are the leaders of tomorrow. But today we find ourselves where we've even given birth to children. We very soon, most of us are expecting our grandchildren. Now, yes, we are still seeing these same leaders are still in the corridors of power. And there we are not, they've taken everything eventually that belongs to the youth of the country to become their own personal set. And that's why you can see most of them now, they are repositioning their children to take over from where they stop. Yes, and this kind of country, you cannot expect anything lesser than what we are seeing in the country. Yes, of course, now you try to demarket your country time, and we are not demarketing any country. We are telling us what is happening. This set of leaders are too greedy. These old takers who have taken it upon themselves to destroy the country. And that's why we are in personal opinion that this country need to be divided. I keep saying it that the Bible says if the foundation is being destroyed, what can the righteous do? The righteous need to destroy the foundation and rebuild the foundation. I don't know the Yorubas, the Igbos, the Ibibios, the rest of them, the Middle Belt where I come from, the Igbos, the Biafrans have agreed that this country, the foundation of the country is faulty. What do we need to do? Do we need to fold our hands and allow us to be managing the faulty foundations? So don't you expect things will be getting worse? The next thing we need to do, let's stop prolonging the evil days ahead of us. We stand up as a nation and scrutinize and strategize what to do the way forward to divide the country. Let everybody go on their own separate way. Yes, of course, if we, the Northerners, are against the restructuring, which will have been the best because we copy from America. The America we copy democracies from. We see the way they operate their democracy. Yes, Florida do whatever they like. It's not that Donald Trump will just wake up overnight and say, I remove the Florida president. It doesn't work in that way. It's not that Donald Trump come now will overturn everything that Joe Biden has done the structure on ground. It's not like Nigeria. We're in a joke in this country. We come to think of this before APC came into power in 2015. They told Nigerians that what they used to campaign was they are going to restructure the country. That the way this country is being organized, that without restructuring, we are not going anywhere. And that's why that's what they used to win a lot of people into their camp. That by restructuring this country will be able to go back to their former glory. We were known as a giant of Africa. We were known all over the world about the virtue that are in us, about what God has deposited in this country that we have, the resources, the mineral resources. But the moment these people took it upon themselves, because the power that be in the federal, one person will be controlling everywhere. One person is the one that will give order to police, he will give the one that will give order to army, he will give order to everything. And the power is now too much on them, and they eventually use the power to destroy everything. Let me tell you, there is a way that you acquire power, and the power become a problem to you, and that is the case of Nigeria. The power being allocated to the federal is too much for one man. Not to talk of even in Africa. If it is like Americans, like Europe, that the foundation is okay, yes, of course, you can see, oh, somebody will tell, what of India? Nigeria population, is it more than India? Nigeria population, is it not more than China? It's not, but you can never compare the foundations of these countries you are mentioned to Nigeria. Go and check China. How they get it right to this time they are. They sat down, they strategized, they brainstorm, they felt what they need to do to put everything in order. And they did it. Look at it now, signing into law, if you still in China, you'll be executed. Executor. Yes. That's what's going on in China. That's why you cannot see any public person in China will go and loot all the resources that belongs to the people. Not like in Nigeria here, where a politician wake up, he will steal trillions of naira. At the end of the day, all he needs to do is to cross to the winning party, settle the EFCC, and go scot-free. And the masses are dying of hunger. These masses that are dying of hunger now are the same masses now that are finding way or the other to survive. They now deepen into criminality, into form. We were made to understand that in the north now, in northern region now, they even believe to join the Boko Haram, to join those criminality gangs, than to join Nigerian military men, because they are well paid, they are well taken care of than the government himself. We're seeing a government who want to end this insecurity, a government who want to end this insurgency in Nigeria has to be very serious. It's not a government that will come, oh, the senator are the one ended all the whole money. Civil servant that served for 35 years for a country is now begging to see Gary to drink. If that person have opportunity to make his life better, won't he do it? Are we not in this country where we see a retired policeman put on his uniform, get another ID card, going to the road to extract people? Of course, if the man is being settled well, if the man is being paid good money, do you think that man will take that direction? No, of course. We're in this country where a policeman came up that he was paid 2.1 million after his retirement for 35 years. 35 years, you pay him 2.1 million. Every month, you are paying him 35,000 naira. And this is a man that might have children. Maybe he gave birth at an early stage, maybe when he's almost getting to retire. How did he use 35,000 naira to be paying his children's school fees? To feed the children. Now, if any criminal gang approach him for them to make use of him, the knowledge he has acquired for training and all that, do you think that if the person does not have the fear of God, he will fall victim to it? And that's why we are saying the government is not serious enough to defeat this insurgency. They are not serious enough to end this Boko Haram. They are not serious enough to end these Fulani headsmen who are terrorizing Nigeria. Coming and telling us, oh, the people who are terrorizing Benue and Plateau State, they are Mali, they are this, they are that. For me, it's a rubbish, it's a slap on Nigerian government. That's why we're no longer taking serious. Come to think of it, moving from one place to another, that Bola Ahmed Tinubu have been going, is looking to sort for what? To go and look for investors. How many investors have come into the country? Oh, many of you that watch this video don't like what I'm saying. Oh, Peter Obi is the one that is the market in Nigeria. That's why you see it's difficult that the investors are not coming. Keep your mouth shut. If the Nigerians is getting it right, Obi cannot demarket Nigeria. Every investor you are seeing in the world are looking for where is productive, where they can make their money. As I speak to you, despite the harsh tag of economy that Donald Trump have levied against the US now, many Saudi Arabia and many countries are still flowing to America to go and invest. Because they know that no matter how good the money are they invested, their investments is guaranteed. It's not like over here where a certain government will just come in, it will turn everything upside down. You cannot even know your square root. Many that were even on ground before they came, as we speak now, many of them are living one after the other. Because the tax being levied for them, the procedure, the everything is becoming worrisome for them and they cannot cope. Just listen to Minister of Power that he needs 10 billions yearly to give Nigeria constant electricity. Is it? Do you look at it? If you are an investor and you hear a minister of minister of power of a country is telling, oh, the reason why we are not having a stable electricity is because we need 10 billion naira of every year yearly to give you current electricity. If you are the one, will you go and invest your money in that country? Because one thing you will consider is that every investor that is coming, they need light. Yes, they need light. Without constant light, it will make them to lose more money. You cannot compare what you are paying for the electricity that electricity provide for you than you fueling your generator and burning diesel or petrol. So I think we need to these leaders need to step aside, let these young people who have the what it takes to come and give to make this country better. But I'm afraid, because as it is right now, these old leaders, all they are trying to do now, they position their children, which they have trained in criminality, even without their children, people, the young youth that are around them, they have teaching them how to be a criminal minded when they have the opportunity to lead. And that's why you are saying that, look, except we are not telling ourselves the truth, the possible way, the best way to get it right is to disintegrate this country. Let everybody go. Then we know, not that if we go, that the problem will 100% solve, but at least to a large extent, we can go there and start knowing how to do it our own self. Because even me that I'm calling, oh, let this old man give a chance for the youth to come. Look at somebody like Yaya Bello, was almost the youngest governor, but he was a disappointment to Nigerians, to the Kogi state. Look at the youngest man that was a House of Rep during PDP government, Bankole. He was also a disappointment to the youth. So if you look at it, you will discover the best way. Since these Tottenham people, they say they are afraid of restructure. If Nigeria restructure, it will bounce on them. They will not feel it. Let everybody go on their own separate way. That is what we are saying. For instance, now the governor of Borno, Maiduguri, he has banned alcohol in his state. I'm not saying anything is wrong for banning alcohol. You can ban alcohol, but if you are banning alcohol in your state, you don't supposed to collect any VAT that is coming from alcohol. No, you don't need to collect from it. If you are collecting money from alcohol that are not consumed in your state, that you are not allowed for people who even want to drink in your state, that means it is not. Doesn't make any sense to me. So I believe that if you watch up to this very stand, you believe to me that the possible solution for this country to stop all this mess, to stop all these shenanigans, is to end it all by let everyone go. If you want to split the country into six, split it. I was listening to the chief of defense, CDS Musa, and he's talking about our border is too porous. We have a 1,000 kilometer border between the Niger, between the Cameroon, between different places. If we know that we cannot take over this responsibility as a country, let's split. For goodness sake, holding us together to be one is causing more damage to us as a country. I'm saying it, let me not keep repeating myself. Restructuring would have been a better place where we restructure the country. The six political zones will be on their own, will control their resources. Southwest will control their own, Southeast will control their own, South will control their own, North Central will control their own, Northwest, Northeast, But since the North are afraid of it, let everybody go. If you are from the North, if you wish you want to come and stay in the South, you are free. You will obey their rules and regulations. If you are from the south, you say, oh, I want to go and stay in the southeast, you can stay. Thank you. Please subscribe to this channel on your notifications, so that anytime we drop content, you will receive our notification.
Original Buhari ruled Nigeria 2 years. Fake Buhari ruled Nigeria 6 years. And a dead man ruled Nigeria for 6 years. And I quote, from 2016, from 2015 to 2017 is 2 years. 2017 to 2023 is 6 years. When you add it together, I have 8 years. Then again, the bridge between the fired Buhari and living Buhari is what? How many? 8 years. Because the total years is now 8 years. 2 years for the fired Buhari, 6 years for the living Buhari. Buhari actually, we received the news from UK.com when it mattered most about his sickness that took him away for good 6 months out of, seat of authority as a rock in Nigeria. We had a government then, a president then, a government then whose head was living in London Hospital, while Nigeria is just wasting under Yemi Ochibanjo because Yemi was not in charge. It was Abba Kyari the late Abba Kyari that was spied by COVID-19 was in charge. Then he could not come back home 2017. He died February, March 2017. UK.com edit. Mama Charlie with Elizabeth observe silence. On social media, everybody watch it. Nnamdi Kanu edit. And if you ask me, that was the only sin of Nnamdi Kanu that even made the UK, the British, turn their back on him in his current travail he's going through. The original Buhari and the foreign Buhari.
Mr. Raf, thank you for having you on this channel this morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Viewers, in case if this is your first time of coming across our video, subscribe on your notification and drop your like on this channel. Yeah. Mr. Raf, shocking to us.
Good morning.
You are one of these people that used to talk about Nigeria to stop destroying our institutions.
Yes.
Instead of glorifying individuals.
Yeah.
Under Buhari regime, they destroy our institutions. After his 8 years, Buhari ran to his state, in Katsina State. But I speak to you now, he escaped kidnapping and he ran to Kaduna State.
They are going to succeed on kidnapping Buhari because it is only one that is with God Almighty that is majority. When you take that, you have many armed men all around you to the tune of 1 million. When God is not with you, are exposed to insecurity. What do I mean here? Buhari is trying to tell the whole world that he has all it takes to protect himself from an external attack or abduction. So I'm talking to you, Daura is in Kaduna State until Katsina State was created out of Kaduna. Katsina State was created out of Kaduna and the rest of the northern states. And now Daura, the hopefully or presumably home of Buhari, which many people think it is in Katsina. It's still in Kaduna State. And after much hard working to escape from Niger is ancestral town. When the junta took over the government, democratically, elected regime of Niger, Buhari absconded into, I think, UK. From UK has come back to Niger, and the heat was over there because the kind of government they have in Niger right now, they could at least apprehend Buhari, get him arrested. Because you that rule Nigeria, what are you doing in Niger? It means you have a central home in Niger. You actually deceived the Nigerians, worked in their military for many years, ruled them for the first time in 1980s, and still come back in this new millennium. Become Nigerian president from 2015 to 2033. That's straight 8 years. And you still ran back to Niger. That was, that's a lots inclusion of, of deception and deceit by a man once, twice Nigerian president. Today is absconding from Katsina into Kaduna, yes, to his original, according to him, maternal home or paternal home. Paternal home is it anyway. Let's just take it like that. To secure himself from banditry. Why are you running away from trouble that you caused by yourself? You think you are going to at least prevail on using your army of bandits to prevail on Jonathan. Now it has gotten after you. Why are you running away? When a man sets his house on fire, he began to shout, "Look at tiger coming. It is all over me, inferno of flame." He started shouting so that all his kinsmen could come out to what? Assist him. Stop shouting of wolf. You are the one that invited the wolf that has actually eaten up all your sheep and animals. Where are you running to? Buhari has now absconded from Katsina into Kaduna State. The same Kaduna State that they use Fulani herdsmen to annihilate, to decimate them in their large number. Every time incessant militia, Fulani militia attack on Kaduna people. Today, Kaduna is a safe haven for the same person that invited banditry and other insurgency into Nigeria in 2015 because he was thinking Jonathan will be crippled, Jonathan will be pied. Today, Jonathan is not pied, Jonathan is alive, living in Otueke, in Otueke, his Otueke community, while you that invited all these insurgents, you are on the run. Because why? Knock, knock, who is there? Is one of James Hadley Chase's, no, James Hadley Chase pieces.
Mr. Ross,
yes, he wrote
sorry for cutting you short. I want to cut you short here. I have one listening to your interview where you say Buhari, this one that is claiming to be Buhari, could be a fake Buhari. And you also said it now that Buhari ran away from Niger, maybe probably because of this military that taking away Niger. Yeah. Maybe it might be arrested. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, what I mean by that is that they will question his true identity. They will question his maternal or paternal, at least, nationality, identity, sorry. So what I'm trying to say is that he's running about, absconding from Niger again into Nigeria. He had this reason, because actually if he stays there, the military junta will get him arrested.
Mr. Raf, do you think, if you said with all these things that Buhari is fake one, do you think people like Obasanjo, the rest of all these Nigerian politicians will discover these news and they keep quiet? Because when they happened during Yaradua, we know that they tried to cover Yaradua own up. But Obasanjo stood up there and voiced